Assalamu alaikum. This is Shorup Mujumdar welcoming you to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Inaugurating canal re-excavation program in Chattogram, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman vows to implement election pledges gradually. BNP fulfills promises it makes to people, says Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at road meeting in Kumilla. BNP not to make agreement against country's interests, says LGRD minister. "2 years required to turn around country's economy as nation going through critical economic times," says Finance Minister. Permanent solution to waterlogging in Chattogram city possible when relief project completed properly, comments Finance Minister. Information and Broadcasting Minister calls upon creative people to transform them into movement for social change through roadmap for films. Israeli strikes kill 7, including children, in Gaza as Israel-Lebanon ceasefire extended for another 45 days. And Bangladesh lead by 257 runs on day 1 of second test against Pakistan in Sylhet. Those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman called upon the country's people to take a vow to rebuild the country. Prime Minister made the remarks while addressing a public rally after inaugurating the re-excavation program of Kordo Canal at Warwick Bazaar area of Tamta Dakshin Union in Sharasti Upazila in Chattogram, stating that the BNP government is committed to fulfilling the promises made to the people before the election. Prime Minister said, "Just as we made promises to the people before the elections, we will gradually implement all the promises in the future." Noting that the country's people are the source of BNP's political strength, the Tariq Rahman said, "Your strength is our strength. As long as you stand beside us, our journey of building the nation will continue." Earlier, he arrived at the Korda Canal site by road and unveiled a plaque of the re-excavation program. Later, the Prime Minister inaugurated the re-excavation work by cutting soil and planted saplings on the bank of the canal. Disaster Management and Relief Minister Asadul Habib Dulu, local lawmaker Mominul Haq, Chattogram BNP General Secretary Advocate Salimullah Salim, Sharasti Upazila BNP President Ayat Ali Bhuiya and Vice President Abu Yusuf Rupom were present on the occasion. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman said the people are the owners of the country. The country moves forward only when the owners take responsibility and work for the country. And with the support of the people, BNP will fulfill all the pledges made in the elections in stages. He said this while addressing a roadside rally at Lakshmipur Bazaar ground in Baroura Upazila of Kumilla this afternoon. The Prime Minister announced that Kumilla would be declared as an administrative division. If declaring a division named Kumilla is the demand of the people of this region, inshallah, it will be implemented. The Premier also said that steps would be taken regarding the establishment of an agricultural university in Kumilla after discussions with the Education Minister within a few days. Noting that people's strength is the strength of the BNP government, the Prime Minister called upon the countrymen to remain beside the government.
এখন হচ্ছে আমাদের দেশ পুনর্গঠনের পালা, কিন্তু দেশ পুনর্গঠন আমরা একা সরকার একা পারবে না। এই আপনারা কারা? বাংলাদেশের কি হন আপনারা? আমার সামনে যে হাজার হাজার মানুষ কি হন বাংলাদেশের? বাংলাদেশের নাগরিক। এই দেশটা কাদের? অর্থাৎ বাংলাদেশের মানুষের জনগণ হচ্ছে এই দেশের মালিক। প্রিয় ভাই বোনেরা, সেজন্যই মালিক যখন নিজে দায়িত্ব নিয়ে তার দেশের দেখভাল করে, তখনই দেশ সামনের দিকে এগিয়ে যায়। এবং মালিক আজ দায়িত্ব দিয়েছে বিএনপি নামক একটি রাজনৈতিক দলকে বিগত 12 তারিখের নির্বাচনের মাধ্যমে। কারণ আমরা আমাদের যে সকল পরিকল্পনা বাংলাদেশের মানুষের সামনে নির্বাচনের আগে উপস্থাপন করেছিলাম, দেশের মানুষ 12 তারিখের নির্বাচনে সেই ম্যানিফেস্টোকে, সেই পরিকল্পনাকে সমর্থন দিয়েছে এবং বিএনপিকে সরকার গঠনের সুযোগ দিয়েছে। প্রিয় ভাই বোনেরা, এবং সেজন্যই আপনাদের কাছে যে সকল ওয়াদা আমরা দিয়েছিলাম, সেই ওয়াদাগুলো পর্যায়ক্রমিকভাবে আমরা বাস্তবায়নের কাজ শুরু করেছি।
Agriculture Minister Aminur Rashid and Housing and Public Works Minister Zakaria Tahir and local MPs spoke on the occasion. BNP Secretary General and Minister of Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said that the BNP will never make any agreement that harms the interests of Bangladesh. He said this today at a discussion meeting organized by the BNP at the Institution of Engineers Auditorium in the capital on the occasion of the historic Farakka Long March Day. The minister said that the Farakka agreement will expire in December this year, and the future relationship between Bangladesh and India will depend on the next Farakka agreement. At the event, chaired by the Prime Minister's advisor and BNP Senior Joint Secretary General, Advocate Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, BNP Standing Committee member Babu Goyshur Chandra Roy, Dr. Abdul Moin Khan, and other party leaders also spoke. The BNP Secretary General said that the BNP government is a legitimate government elected by the people's vote and that certain forces are spreading propaganda against this government and are also attempting to destabilize the country. Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir called on everyone to remain vigilant against them. Finance and Planning Minister Amir Khusro Mohammad Chaudhry said Bangladesh is going through a difficult economic period due to the war in the Middle East. 40,000 crore taka from the budget has gone to the energy sector. In addition, the previous government left 50,000 crore taka in unpaid dues in the energy sector. It will take 2 years for the country's economy to recover. He said this morning at the foundation stone laying ceremony of the 18-story new academic building of Chattogram Mao Shishu Hospital Medical College. The finance minister said that there had been widespread looting and corruption in the health sector in the past. To ensure universal healthcare services for the people, the government is increasing allocations for the health sector in the upcoming budget. The finance minister said that government hospitals have some limitations and discussions are ongoing with private hospitals so that even extremely poor people can receive medical services there, with the government paying the bills. President of Chattogram Mao Shishu Medical College Hospital, Syed Manzoor Murshid, and Principal Professor Dr. Ashim Barua were also speaking at the event. Later, the Finance and Planning Minister laid the foundation stone of the new academic building of the premises of Chattogram Mao Shishu Hospital. Members of the hospital's governing and executive committees were present at the time. Later, the Finance Minister attended the annual award distribution, freshers reception and farewell ceremony at Agrabad Women's College in the city's Nasirabad area. President of the college's board of directors, Mafizul Haq Bhuiya, presided over the function. Among others, Chairman of the Chattogram Education Board, Professor Abdullah Al-Mamun Chaudhry, Director of the Directorate of Secondary and Higher Education, Professor Muhammad Fazlul Kadir Chaudhry, were present on the occasion. Finance and Planning Minister Amir Khusro Mohammad Chaudhry said a permanent solution to the waterlogging problem in the future is possible if the much-discussed waterlogging relief project in Chattogram is completed properly. He told reporters this while visiting the ongoing waterlogging relief project work at the city's Pravartok Circle and Muradpur area in the afternoon. The minister said that the current state of government fund is very bad. The government has to pay a huge amount for fuel and gas bills. Even then, the work of the waterlogging relief project in Chattogram has been kept going to reduce the sufferings of the people. If the project work is completed according to the prescribed plan and through coordination, waterlogging in Chattogram city will be reduced to a large extent in the future. The Finance Minister called upon all the concerned organizations to work sincerely for this purpose. He emphasized transparency, accountability and timely completion of work in the implementation of the project. State Minister for Shipping, Rajib Ahsan, State Minister for Local Government, Mir Shahi Alam, State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs, Barrister Mir Mohammad Halaluddin, City Mayor Dr. Shaudat Hussain, and heads and officials of various organizations were present on the occasion. Meanwhile, a discussion meeting with the members of the committee formed to resolve waterlogging in Chattogram city was held at the Nagar Bhavan in the afternoon. State Minister for Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Mir Shahi Alam, State Minister for Shipping Rajib Ahsan, State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Mohammad Halaluddin, Committee head City Mayor Dr. Shaudat Hussain and other 19 members of the committee were present at the discussion meeting. In the meeting, emphasis was placed on public awareness to avoid throwing garbage, plastic and polythene products anywhere, including canals and open spaces, to resolve waterlogging in the city. Information and Broadcasting Minister Jahiruddin Shapon has called upon creative individuals to develop a roadmap for films and transform it into a movement for social change. He made this call in the morning while inaugurating the National Film Society Conference. The conference was organized by the Federation of Film Societies at the Bangladesh Film Archive Auditorium in Agargaon in the capital. Organization President Jahirul Islam Kochi and Film Archive Director General M. Zaved Iqbal were present at the event. At the program, film expert Mainuddin Khalid was presented with the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Information Minister said that the movement built through films should not turn into a propaganda machine. Jahiruddin Shapon said that those who are slaves to groups or ideologies cannot practice free thinking. A discussion meeting on the occasion of the 45th martyrdom anniversary of martyr President Ziaur Rahman was held in the afternoon. The Political Reporters Unity organized the meeting titled Bangladeshi Nationalism and Martyr Ziaur Rahman at the City Zia Memorial Museum. State Minister for Land and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Mohammad Halaluddin was the chief guest at the event. Various professional leaders, including politicians, lawyers, teachers, journalists, were present at the discussion meeting, presided over by the organization's convener Hassan Mukul. Now, international news. Israel and Lebanon have agreed to extend a ceasefire that was due to expire on Sunday by 45 days. The U.S. said after direct talks in Washington, D.C. concluded despite ongoing Israeli attacks and ceasefire violations in Lebanon. The April 16th cessation of hostilities will be extended by 45 days to enable further progress, said U.S. State Department spokesperson Tommy Pigott on Friday after the second day of talks concluded. Cautious optimism in Lebanon as direct talks with Israel progress, Al Jazeera staff. Lebanese officials are hoping that the two-day ambassador-level negotiations in the U.S. will yield a new ceasefire deal. Pigott, who described the talks as highly productive, said that political negotiations would continue on June 2nd and June 3rd, while a security track would begin on May 29th at the Pentagon, involving Lebanese and Israeli military delegations. It came as Israel launched new attacks on Lebanon on Friday, killing at least 7 people in the south, according to the Lebanese state news agency NNA. The Lebanese Ministry of Health said 2,951 people have been killed in Israeli attacks since March 2nd, when fighting between Israel and Hezbollah reignited. At least 7 Palestinians have been killed and dozens injured in 2 Israeli airstrikes on a residential building and a civilian vehicle in Gaza City, according to medical sources. The deaths on Friday come as Israel said it carried out a strike on Izz al-Din al-Haddad, the head of the armed wing of Hamas in Gaza. In a joint statement, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz said they targeted one of the architects of the October 7th attacks. Their statement did not say whether Haddad was killed. Medical sources told the Anadolu news agency that 3 of the Palestinian victims were killed in a strike on a civilian vehicle and 4 others died in an attack on a building in the Rimmel neighborhood in western Gaza City. 3 women and a child were among the dead. Anadolu said at least 45 others were injured, several reportedly in critical condition. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said Tehran has no trust in the United States. He said Iran will only be willing to sit with Washington if the U.S. are sincere about the agreement. He told reporters this on Friday in New Delhi. Talks to hold hostilities between the 2 countries are currently suspended. Araghchi said that countries that are not engaged in war with Iran would be able to use the Hormuz route, but they would need to coordinate with Iran's navy. Araghchi is visiting India to attend the BRICS foreign ministers meeting. Back to national news. A discussion meeting on the occasion of Buddha Purnima was held at the initiative of the Chattogram City Corporation. Mayor Dr. Shadat Hussain was the chief guest at the discussion meeting held at the Nagar Bhavan. The mayor said, Bangladesh is a country of communal harmony. People of all religions live here with mutual respect and harmony. Everyone has to work together to uphold this tradition. Chattogram City Corporation Chief Education Officer Dr. Kissinger Chakma presided over, while Professor of Oriental Languages Department of University of Chittagong, Dr. Gyanaratno Mahathero, Regional Executive Officer of City Corporation, Pranay Chakma, President of City Corporation Buddhist Professional Organization, Roma Borua, General Secretary, Paritosh Borua, and other prominent Buddhist figures addressed the occasion. Bangladesh Shangharaj Bhikkhu Mahasabha President Dharmapriya Mahathero was accorded a reception in the meeting. Chattogram Medical College Hospital Model Government Primary School organized an annual sports, cultural, merit awards and facilitation ceremony. Divisional Controller of Accounts S.M. Manzoor Ahmed attended as the chief guest, emphasized that education alone is not enough for youth development. The chief guest urged students to actively participate in sports and cultural activities to unlock their full potential. Pachlaish Thana Primary Education Officer Razina Akhtar presided over, among others, Assistant District Primary Education Officer Mohammad Rabiul Hassan, Pachlaish Thana Assistant Primary Education Officer Sayyida Amatullah Arzu, and school head teacher Shahinara Begum also spoke. Now news on sports. Cricket. Leighton Das smashed a rescue act 126 runs of 159 balls to save Bangladesh from a severe top-order collapse, powering the hosts to 278 all-out against Pakistan on day 1 of the second test at the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. Batsman Leighton Das struck a sublime counter-attacking century to single-handedly keep Bangladesh alive in the second and final test against Pakistan. Walking in with his team in deep trouble, Leighton anchored vital lower-order partnerships to carry the Tigers to a competitive first innings total. At stumps on day 1, Pakistan safely negotiated a tricky final phase to reach 21 for no loss, trailing by 257 runs. Earlier in the morning, Pakistan captain Shan Masood won the toss and elected to bowl first. Veteran pacer Mohammad Abbas struck the very